Hey y'all, welcome to Cass County today. You'll recognize Marcus Sandifer here sitting beside me. He comes from the Highway Department here in Atlanta. He's the Public Information Officer. He's just full of information. He's full of good information, and we've got lots of things to ask him today about like what's going to start happening around Cass County, even up north of us, some in Texarkana. He's got some issues, but I asked him earlier, and perhaps you're like me and you're unaware of exactly how does a road get built. How do we, from concept to completion, what is the process? And so he told me that. So I think that'd be interesting. So Marcus, tell the viewers, concept to completion, how does it go?
Well, first of all, we have to look at traffic patterns and how much traffic is using the roadways, and if it needs to be widened or if we need to have new routes around certain areas to relieve congestion, like in urbanized areas. And then, we go through a planning process.
Okay.
And
how long does that usually take? Because that seems like it could take a while.
It can vary. It determines, what kind of, or it's determined by what kind of project it is and how much traffic it is. But that can last anywhere from 2 to 10 years or more. Sometimes it's especially in cities like Texarkana or Dallas or something. You have to look at where stores are going in, where industry is being built, and where the traffic is going. So we look at all that, and once it's determined that we need to widen the highway or reroute a roadway, then we start making plans on that. We have public meetings and talk to the people who be involved with it or affected by the
landowners, possibly.
Then we go to the design phase, and they design the roadway. And once it's designed, we go to the bid letting, let it out for construction. They construct it, and once it's constructed, it goes into our highway system, and it's maintained by the department.
Now see, that seems like a really easy process since he's just sitting here talking about it. But truthfully, it could be years and years and years.
Yeah, there's a lot of studies that have to be made. Like I said, we have to do the public meetings. We have to we have environmental studies that have to be made, and also historical significance if there's going to be any impact on that.
I hadn't thought about
and we have a lot of Indian artifacts and things in this area of Texas. So
and we have to consider all that too.
So there's a lot involved in it, and funding is also a big determination.
Hello.
I mean, everything, if you don't have the money, you can't build it.
Right.
So.
Well, like for example, I know the last time you were here, we were talking. It's been a while since you've been here.
Yes.
It has. The last time we were talking about, you were going to just about ready to start that overpass in Texarkana over the railroad on Lake Drive. You know where it goes over. They were just about to start that. You said, if I remember correctly, you said that was almost 10 years in the planning. Between the planning and the waiting on the funding?
Yes, by the time we had it, the funding, once we had some official federal funding available, well, then once we got through the planning and design process, cost of construction had gone up, and we weren't able to build it until some other funding became available, which it did. And we were able to get that constructed. It's all completed.
It's
Anybody's
nice.
going up there, you don't have to stop for the train anymore when you're going up Lake Drive.
And it just seems so natural. Whoever the design person was, it just flows so easily. It really does. And while we're talking about easily, we might add that the Texarkana, what do you call that? Mess is nearly. That's not a good word. It's nearly fixed. It's
Interstate
finished.
30 frontage road project.
It's wonderful.
Yeah, it's winding down now finally. I mean, it is about a year behind schedule. We hope to have it finished by the end of last year, but when the project first started, there was a lot of wet weather that delayed it because they had you can't do the dirt work that you have to do when it's wet like that. And now it's real dry, and they're trying to finish everything up and get it completed by. Hopefully, we'll have everything major out of the way, all the major detours and barrels and everything out of the way by Thanksgiving, so that all the Christmas shoppers can get around up there and use the new roadways and be able to get from one place to another easier. Okay,
there's one road, and I don't even know how to tell you which one it is, but if you were leaving Texarkana and coming back to Atlanta, the new bridge has just opened up there across from in the Target shopping area. But there's that other road that's coming like this. It's going to let you bypass that. I guess it's what do you call that? And when will it be open? What do you call it when?
Well, you're talking about the Pavilion Parkway overpass?
No, that's open now, isn't
Yeah.
it? Okay, no, it's the road that, if that's coming this way, it comes along off the interstate, I think, and goes right around this way. It keeps
Okay.
you from having to get on the road that would take you right by Ashley Furniture and Lowe's and Walmart. See how it looks like an overpass, but it's probably not that.
Yeah, there's an overpass that goes directly from Interstate 32 that goes over Pavilion Parkway into the Loop 151
Yeah, that.
there. It is open, yeah. It has been open for quite a while now.
Well, maybe I didn't know that.
There is an exit that's still closed from the frontage road to, if you're on the frontage road and
That's
you're
the
trying
one.
to...
Yeah, that you want to get back on the
But
loop.
it goes underneath everything. So.
Yeah.
But we hope to have, there's one, it's kind of what you call a interweave, where you have an exit ramp coming off off the loop there to the frontage road, and you have another entrance ramp from the frontage road to Loop 151 there, and it goes up and over.
Yeah, that's
and
it.
hopefully that'll be open within the next few weeks.
Oh, good, because that's going to make it so much easier. You get to bypass a little traffic down here on the actual frontage road and just get right up on that loop. You know, we women, we like to shop and we like to do it fast. And I suppose there's men out there too, but we like to be quick, fast, and in a hurry. All right, well, that's winding down, and so all the orange cones are going to be leaving?
Hopefully. We still have some pretty good construction work around the Summerhill Road interchange there. We still have traffic down to one lane each direction, but within the next 2 to 3 weeks, we hope to have that all finished up and opened up to traffic, and some around the Kings Highway and interchange in Nash.
Well, I don't know how many of you paid attention the last time he was on here, or if you even saw him, but you explained to us that there's a difference, and there are different entities, I suppose, who build the road and who take care of the landscaping. We were talking about that last year when you were here, that, they're just two different entities. That's just it. So I had some friends ask me, I got to use my knowledge from KAQC TV about, well, why are they working on those darn flower beds when they ought to be working on the road? And really, they have nothing to do with one another, do they?
Yeah, a lot of times we have a major contractor that has the contract, and then he hires subcontractors to do a lot of the work. A lot of the bridge work is done by one contractor.
Right.
Landscaping is done by another contractor. Paving is done by a contractor. Another group may be doing the concrete paving. So, there's a lot of different contractors that go into a whole project, especially a major project like that.
Well, then it does help to know that if they're out there digging holes and planting trees instead of working on the road, there's a reason for that. That they're hole diggers, they're not road builders.
Yeah, they're landscapers.
Yeah, because you think, my gosh, why don't they get out there and build that road? But really, okay. So anyways, I was glad to take up for you and say, look, they're two different things. That they don't have nothing to do with each other, even though they do. But, okay. All right, well, how many of you also knew that there's a change in the speed limit? Some are going up, maybe. Some are coming down, maybe. So explain a little bit about that in the changes in our area.
Okay. Well, September 1st, we had some new laws take effect, whereas the nighttime speed limits you have to drive 65 miles an hour at night instead of the 70 miles an hour speed limits. Those were done away with. The lower truck speeds during the day and nighttime speed limits, those were done away with also. So even though the signs are still up there, the law has been taken off the books, and so they're not enforceable anymore. And we do have contractors that will be going out and taking the signs down, but it will take probably 2 to 3 months to get all the signs,
That's a lot of
speed
signs,
limits
yeah.
down. Yeah. So, but they did allow us to hire contractors to do that, so our sign people weren't covered up with that and not be able to work on their usual workloads.
Yeah, I can see where that would take a while. Be backed up.
And another law that went into effect is increasing speed limits on some roadways. Some will go up to maybe 75 miles an hour. Others, like in West Texas, could go up to 80 miles an hour.
Geez, we're getting an autobahn.
But any roadways that are 70 miles an hour, again, they have a contractor that will be doing speed studies on these roadways. And anything that does have a 70-mile-an-hour speed limit will be studied. If they see where the roadway is constructed to handle a higher speed limit, and the people are already driving at higher speed limits, they'll go ahead and increase the speed limit.
Don't you know that we're probably going to get that between here and Texarkana, because ain't nobody goes 70 on that road, and y'all know you don't. I think it's 80 out there. I try to go 70, but I'll admit, well, no, I won't. Okay, so do you think then possibly that, say, from Domino back and then from Domino forward, we could be increased to 75?
It's possible, because a lot of that's straight, pretty level. It's not a lot of hills, not a lot of driveways. It's rural areas, so there's good sight distance. There's divided highways where you have, one direction on one side, another direction on the other, and it's possible the speed limits could go up, but it's all determined by the speed studies.
Is this an independent speed study, or does the highway department handle that?
Like I said, the highway department's handling it, but we're using a contractor to do that, and they're doing that all over the state. So this could take months to complete it. The commission did approve 3 sections of highways for a higher speed limit just this past month at their commission meeting. Section of Interstate 35 between Salado and Austin has gone up, and the toll road that goes around Austin, Highway 130, it has gone up to 75 miles an hour. And then I think there's a section of US 281 down around San Antonio that has been increased.
Oh, look out, we're going to be driving faster than we ever thought we could. Now, we were also talking earlier about it, that, Marcus, you don't really think that there has been an increased percentage of accidents due to the higher speed limit?
Well, we really haven't noticed a big difference in the amount of accidents when we went from the 55-mile-an-hour speed limit up to the 70-mile-an-hour speed limit. Our roadways were designed, most of them were designed for that speed limit to begin with, and they were only lowered because of the oil crisis back in the 70s. So, we increased them back in the 1990s, and it's as long as people are paying attention and they're driving defensively and safely, then things go smoothly.
5 miles an hour shouldn't make that big a difference.
It should make
15, 20 maybe, but not 5. All right, well, what else we got on tap today to talk about?
Well, we've had a couple of projects we just recently completed. Anybody who's driven south toward Jefferson knows that the US 59 is a 4-lane divided highway there. We had a poor boy 4-lane and 2 lanes. The last 2 lanes in all of East Texas of US 59 we finally have that widened to a 4-lane divided highway. It's a real nice facility. Very nice. And we were just doing some little wrap-up things on that, but that is basically completed. The overpass over the Union Pacific Railroad between US 59 and International Paper Mill on FM 3129, that has been completed. They're just finishing up the dirt work and everything on the sides of the roadway there, but it is real nice to go up over the highway there instead of having to wait on trains when they come through. And, we had several fatality accidents.
And that's a busy spot.
Yes, it is. A lot of truck traffic going back and forth to the IP mill. So. Yeah. And we are just about, they just put signs up this last week on US 59 where we're going to have an overpass on US 59 at the intersection there at FM 3129 there at Domino. So, that was let with a project in Gilmer where we have an overpass that's going on 155 that's going to go over US 281 or 271 in Gilmer. And we let those together to help keep the cost down on it. It's cheaper to bundle them together like that. So they started on the project in Jefferson, and once they get that pretty well underway there, then they'll start moving up here to Texarkana or to Domino, where that's a more major project because we're not only building the overpass over 3129, but we're also going to put concrete pavement on the southbound lanes of that highway. So traffic will be moving over to the northbound lanes, both directions, and then they're going to put about 13 inches of concrete on top of the roadway. We did similar work to this north of the river up there, north of the lake on 59.